Hello and welcome. This is going to be a hopefully short replay video about this one team fight. I want to just illustrate with replay analysis some of the concepts of the positioning concepts that I've brought up in previous videos. This replay, there was a patch today, so I have to do this in the old version, so I can't use my updated UI. It reverts to this standard UI. So I apologize for that. So we're going to go over one team fight, and I'm just going to show a few positional ideas on the way there. So at the start of this replay, let's just look at some ideas here. The blue team is giving up the temple. They're going to opt to split push and give the red team control the bottom shots. This is the second temple phase. The red team can see that because they can see, they saw Dehaka just take this vision. They see there's two middle. We don't see the camp, but it's obvious they're not coming down. So we decide to make an adjustment, and this is where our first mistake comes in. So Cassia comes bottom to step on the temple, and then we make the decision to switch. So here's where we get separated. The two assassins group down here, healer and tank here, and this is the problem. I'm going to switch here to Alex Strazit. Here's where our problem starts. Let's look at Alex Strazit's vision here. At this moment, Alex Strazit, we can see, is attacking this wall. And as soon as she sees the... Okay, everybody. As soon as she sees the stitches and the healer, she's going to react. And this is what I refer to as the initiation. When you first show in vision, you have the advantage, the surprise advantage. Alex Strazit is out of position. She's not mounted. She's attacking this wall. If she would have known that Stitches was going to come here, she would have left a long time ago. As soon as we announce ourselves, they're going to start making defensive measures. So the problem the red team makes is we aren't ready for our initiation. The two assassins aren't close enough to follow up. They're almost there. It's like a turn away. They need what I'd call one turn to catch up. But that's going to be, as we see as the fight happens, that's just enough time for the blue team to prevent Alex Strazit from getting ganked right here. So he says, I'm in trouble. I saw Stitches. I got to run away. And now we convert from the initiation phase to the flat-footed phase. I'm going to go back to Alex Strazit's point of view for a moment. And as soon as... At this point right here... Can go back to everybody. At this point right here, when that showed up, they know there's somebody on the temple because the shots are there. And they now see 4 people here. So now the blue team knows where every member of the red team is. There's nobody coming from over here, from this bush. There's nobody anywhere else on the map. There's one hero on the temple. There's 4 heroes right here. They know where the danger's coming from. And we've converted from a point of initiation to what I call flat-footed. Flat-footed is what happens as the fight goes on. We can still engage, we can still fight, but the enemy team knows what's happening. And they know where everything's coming from. They can plan for it. They can do whatever they need to do. Maybe they can't defend against it, but they have all the answers. It's no longer a surprise what the red team's doing here. So we lost our initiation was weak because our assassins weren't with the tank. And I think watching that Alex Strazit hit this wall here, if we would have waited a second and then showed us together, or not get split in the first place, it's an easy pick. So the blue team has Zarya, the extra shields. They're going to burrow Dehaka in here. We're trying to get this pick. It's so close. It's so close. But unfortunately, they've hit 10 now. She's turned into dragon. So I'm going to pause it right here. I'm going to switch gears. The blue teams are going to fight like mad to save this Alex Strazit. But let's take a look at the map now. And this is what initially got me interested in this replay. because of the macro play of the blue team, this is pushing in here, this camp up here. If you sit back and you can pause this if you want and analyze it for a few minutes, but the blue team wins this fight just by fighting, because like this. Okay. The blue team wins this fight just by fighting, because as long as they don't team wipe, we're going to see that these two camps are going to take out most of this wall, or put some significant damage on the wall. We're probably losing soak here. This is good for the blue team, even if they lose the hero. If they lose the Alexstrasza, and they can keep us here for a bit, they win because of the latent pressure of these camps. Also, if the red team gets map, if we get a power play, we get a pick, we can't really do anything extra that we wouldn't have done anyway. We still have to go clear top. We need to clear mid. We really can't get the boss, and the death timers are so short that Alexstrasza is back before anything can happen super. So we're pretty much sacrificing the soak. The red team is in a really lose-lose situation. There's not a lot to gain by this fight. There's not a lot to win overall by taking this fight, because they need to team wipe pretty much to get any value. And even then, even if we got 2 or 3 picks, we still have to clear top, we still have to clear mid. We could try to do boss and lose some top, but the other team's going to come back anyways. It's a difficult... The macros put the blue team in a win-win situation regardless. I'm going to leave that for now and go back to the team fight. So Alexstrasza turns into her ultimate form, whatever that's called. And the problem is, Dihaka did a silence. The problem is with the Zarya shielding the Ariel, we're not going to get a pick here. We're going to get away. Alright, so the red team got the pick on the Alexstrasza. And this was another concept I wanted to bring up about the positioning. It's called fresh and stale. When the team fight started, both sides were fresh, meaning you have your abilities, you have your health, you're in a good solid state, you're not distracted by things. You can focus on... The blue team knew right away, focus on the Stitches hook. The fight started, red used their resources, they've used health, they've used mana, they've used abilities. They got the pick on Alexstrasza, but in the process, they've become what I call stale. They're not fresh anymore, they're stale, and they're also spread out. If red had a few more seconds before these guys came, they could regroup a bit, get a few healing off, but they're caught off guard. They used all their resources to force that pick on the Alexstrasza, and now we're in a weak position. We're spread out, as you can see. The Cassia got hit by isolation on the Dihaka. That's why she's so weak. But this is a good position. Even though they were late for the fight, these two assassins are going to clean up. They're going to get 3 picks. This is what I call a even though they were late for the fight, these two assassins are going to clean up on this stale position of the red team. They're out of position too. Like I said, the red team forced the issue. They got the pick on Alexstrasza. They just need a few seconds to regroup. If the Stitches could get up here and pill, if the Ana could get a couple more hills off, this wouldn't be an issue. But right now, there comes the attack. And this is something that, if you sit back and you can think about it, clear back to here, you could kind of guess this stuff. In fact, I would actually, unless they're on here, which we don't know, I would have guessed the assassins were in this area even more. But you have to believe those assassins are coming into the fight sooner or later, right? So when you give yourself up to step into a weak position to force the Alexstrasza kill, we open up for these assassins to find some way to make a play on the other end of things. So I just wanted to show those few examples, go over this replay. I've made this video a few times. It's been literally 45 minutes each time. I'm going to try to not talk so much. I went a little further. The way this turns out is they get the 3 picks. They take the boss. We clear top. We respawn. We fight over this camp. Right after they take the boss, they win that team fight. Take 4, take 4. The game is on its way to being over. The game went from this position right here, being fairly even. This temple takes out this fort, so the structures are even. This fight leads to very quickly the blue team spiraling this game out of control. They get the level lead, they get the talent lead, and the red team loses quickly. So just a few ideas on positioning. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have a great day. Thank you.